I am here in Monterey, California, and this is beautiful here. It's definitely different than my regular home studio. I'm glad to be here. It is a bit chilly and a lot windy, so you'll probably see my hair fly all over the place, the tripod shaking. But we're going to get through this because I'm here for the Monterey Car Week. This is my third Monterey Car Week. As you probably remember, 2 years ago, the first time around, there was only one manufacturer to report on, and that was Lucid Motors. And I'm only talking about, of course, electric cars. Now, last year, there were a ton of them because that was a year of unveilings and concept cars. So it was very exciting. Now this year, everybody kind of is coming down because it's the year of the execution. People are building factories, manufacturing their electric cars. But there are a few of them here that I've never seen in person before. So I'm really excited to check them out. We're also going to go to Pininfarina's house, which is actually off-site. It's a pretty exclusive event. I'm going to talk to their CEO, Michael Persky. Probably going to spin off a different video from that, but there are other brands we're going to check out. Now, there's one event called Quails, which is a pretty exclusive event. A ticket for that event is like $1,000. I was able to check it out last year thanks to Byton, who was participating. This year they're not, so it was honestly it was just too much trouble to get a press pass for just one day. And from what I found out, it's just going to be a Rimac and Volkswagen Buggy that I'm going to see there, besides everything else that I've already reported on. So I just didn't think it was. They also had nothing kind of new to present, so I figured I'm going to skip it, and I'm just going to report just from here, from the displays that they have here at the Monterey Car Week. Before that, I do that, of course, a quick reminder that this video and this channel is sponsored by Byton. Actually wearing their jacket because it is a warm jacket, but nevertheless, check out their all-electric M-Byte, all-electric SUV starting at only $45,000 coming to the US and Europe at the end of the next year. Go to the description of this video so you can reserve yours today. It really takes like 30 seconds, mainly because there is no payment form. That's right, it's absolutely free to reserve your Byton. So check that out. But for now, let's go and look at some of the electric cars that are being presented here at Monterey Car Week. Some of them are actually pretty impressive, so let's get going. All right, so I'm at the Mullen display now, and I wanted to see this car for a while. You're never going to guess what the price tag on this car is. It's $150,000. That's it. This is not a base price. This is just the only price that they have right now for this, and it's absolutely beautiful. I wanted to see this car for a while now, and it does look as amazing in person as it does on the pictures. They are taking reservations right now. It's only $1,000 to reserve yours. So I got to tell you, if they can bring this car to the market at this price tag with this look, I'm absolutely in. Now, these babies are actually driving around in China right now. The manufacturer that makes them there is essentially going to become a supplier for Mullen USA, and they are moving forward with all of their plans. They've unveiled this car earlier this year, and I got to tell you, I am smitten. I'm not going to lie. This is definitely something that I can see myself driving. I guess you can call it an exotic car on a budget. And again, with a $150,000 price tag, I think it will turn a lot of heads, and I wouldn't be surprised that the reservation list is going to grow pretty fast. All right, so now I am at the Karma display here, and you've probably seen this car behind me before. It used to be called Fisker Karma, but once Fisker went through bankruptcy, two companies emerged. One is called Fisker Inc., and Henrik Fisker is in charge of that with eMotion and a new SUV coming out. You've seen him on my show a few times, but Karma I haven't covered as much. That's sort of the company that inherited this car, originally called Fisker Karma. Now it's called Karma Rivera, and you know, I don't think many people realize that this is the longest range plug-in hybrid with 80 miles on an electric range. The rest of it is being not propelled but powered by an engine that you would find in the BMW i8. So it doesn't move the car. It actually generates the electricity to move the car and recharge the battery, kind of like locomotive. So that's a very interesting concept. This one is about this is the newer version of that. They are starting the deliveries in a couple of months, and they've updated the battery, the motors, and the engine a little bit. So a refreshed version. So I mean, the reason I'm more excited about Karma now is because they've produced and they've unveiled unveiled this week an all-electric concept car. Not too many specs. They are promising over 300 miles, but not too many specs. It's amazing looking concept, and I really hope they keep the design. But we'll see how that goes. But I'm definitely more excited because they are moving away from the plug-in hybrid universe and into the all-electric universe. And by the way, there's another car they have here on the display, which is a version of this one, but redesigned by Pininfarina. And as you know, Pininfarina is coming out with their own all-electric hypercar called Battista, and I will be interviewing their CEO later on tonight and checking out the latest version of that car as well. So I'm gonna keep my eye on this company. It's getting interesting. Oh, look what I found here. It's a BYD. It's a BYD Tongue. If you've never heard of BYD, that's okay. That's because they're exclusive to China, but they sell more electric cars than anybody in the world. Now, BYD is actually spelled BYD. It stands for Build Your Dreams, but that's just how you pronounce it, BYD. Apparently, the dreams are limited to China, and you know, we've been talking about this for a long time. A lot of manufacturers in China are really not that interested in going out there to North America or Europe. The incentives are really good in China right now, and also, of course, the safety regulations, many other regulations are really tight around the world. So companies like the BYD and Bike, they're kind of just staying in China. It's very unfortunate. This is a good-looking SUV. It's on the market right now. If you transfer the range rating into EPA, it would actually go about 240, 250 miles. So decent range. And guess what? They kind of solved the problem of that Tesla's been kind of having of whether the screen should be vertical or horizontal. This one just rotates, and it's up to you to pick one. And I think this is a great solution. Such a simple solution. Tesla needs to do this, and really anybody else who's going to be featuring a large screen in their cars, which there should be plenty, should do that. Just like I said, it's unfortunate BYD, Bike, and many other manufacturers are just going to stay in China, but they're just here to, I guess, to tease us and show what they got going on. So, all right, I'll get in here and check this car out inside, and then just gonna have to move on. All right, now I'm at the Pininfarina house. It's a private location outside of the Monterey Car Week. I was here last year when they were showcasing us the original version, the original prototype of this car. Unfortunately, I was not able to show it to you guys. Cameras were not allowed, and they ended up not releasing any pictures of that very first version. Though I thought it was absolutely beautiful. Now, this is their latest prototype. It's called Battista. Last time there was no name, really. They were just naming it PF0. So that's pretty cool. Now, it's been around the world. They're also gathering reservations. More and more people reserving this car. And I got to tell you, besides the fact that it's an amazing hypercar with the ridiculous specs that I've already talked about many times on my channel, but also don't forget, in the next 5 years, if you are someone who likes to go out in downtown of Paris, London, or whatever big city in Europe, you may not be able to take your hypercar there. And this could be one of the very few choices you will have, because a lot of downtown areas in Europe are passing laws an ordinance where you will not be able to drive a car that's a gas guzzler like Lamborghini or Ferrari and so forth, and you will have to drive a low emissions car. And again, this would be one of the few choices that you will have. So that's another thing that we got going on for our community with this car. Now, I know most of us cannot afford it, but all of us should be rooting for it, because this is showcasing the technology that we want to be basically accepted. If anything, I think that's still the right word for it, for all of us. So I'm definitely keeping my eye on this story, and there will be another video with yet another interview with Michael Persky and another announcement that they're making later today. All right, well, this was fun, I have to say. I'm excited about the brands that I covered pretty much for the first time today. Let me know in the comment section what do you guys think. Just by listening to the comments that people, I was overhearing, so different from 2 or 3 years ago, right? I mean, people are no longer going like, ooh, electric car, I don't know about that. Like, people are going like, oh, this is like Tesla. Yeah, totally. I love the way this looks, right? People are no longer kind of afraid by electric cars, and so that's really comforting to hear. So I'm rooting for all of these brands that I was talking about, and I know I still owe you a video for the Pininfarina and my interview with Michael Persky. So that's coming up, so make sure to subscribe to my channel. Another thing, don't forget to get on our VIP list. We send send out a bonus story every Saturday. So go to e4electric.com/VIP. And of course, thank you to all of my Patreons supporting this channel. As you know, this is my full-time gig now, and I get to do things like this thanks to you guys. So go to patreon.com/e4electric if you want to support me, and you also get to watch me live, except for videos like this where I actually have to go somewhere else where there's really no internet. All right, guys, looking forward to your comments. Other than that, see you next time, and remember to stay charged.